Hello there guys, it's Captain Invisible here and welcome to a battle replay for Medieval 2 Total War Kingdoms, the Britannia expansion. This is a siege battle and this is not me. This is Emperor of the Great Unknown and this is his replay that he sent me to commentate on. So thank you very much, Emperor, for sending me the replay. I look forward to commentating on it. And sorry it's taken me so long. I've just had other things in line before this one that I really wanted to upload. But I've managed to get around to this, and it's going to prove to be quite an exciting siege. I've not seen the battle yet. I'm going into this blind, so you all get to enjoy the ups and downs of this battle as they happen along with me. So, Emperor of the Great Unknown is attacking this wooden city here, and his opponent is Vet Plague, playing as Norway. So, two very good players, and I look forward to seeing how they clash together. Emperor of the Great Unknown's playing as Ireland, and he's brought with him 4 units of these Gaelic archers. They're basically peasant archers with better armor. They look pretty cool, but yeah, they're not too great. Archers aren't one of Ireland's strong points anyway, so yeah, they're just there just to fire on the enemy with whatever bows they have. He's got a unit of artillery here, the culverins, which is already making short work of these wooden walls. Certainly, it was. It's going to make it quick. It's going to make quick work of the walls, but honestly, I would have spent money on maybe a weaker unit of artillery like the trebuchets, or even a catapult just to take down the walls. He didn't need to spend too much money on artillery. For infantry, he's got 3 units of these Galaglaik or Galagleish, depending on which way you want to pronunciate them. I'm not too sure the exact pronunciation, but from little of what I know of the Irish, the Irish accent, Galagleish or Galagleish is probably the correct one, but being from Yorkshire, it probably sounds strange in my accent, so we'll move on. He's got 4 units of these Ulster swordsmen, and these guys look absolutely badass with their feudal knight type armor on, and their two-handed Zweihander. They probably are one of my favourite looking units, because as you know, I do quite like my two-handed sword units. And certainly the armor makes them look pretty cool. Two very deadly shock units actually he's bringing to this battle. These Galagleists with these big axes and the Ulster swordsmen with their Zweihanders are really gonna be quite a tough infantry corps to crack. So yeah, he's got 4 of those, 2 here. He's got 1 protecting his cannons, and then he's got 1 with a ladder over here. These poor guys could only afford 1 set of ladders, so they're having to make do with that, I'm afraid. Okay, so for elite infantry, he's got 4 units of these very elite Muri or Mur units, depending on which way you want to pronounce them. Obviously, if you want to pronounce them the correct way, then don't listen to me at all, because I'm probably talking rubbish. But yeah, they're a really elite sword unit. They've got 2 hit points, and they've got very sturdy looking armour, and the stats aren't too bad either. But they are only half strength units, so they're going to be best just to help support these powerful shock infantry and get them into sort of spear point and attack and really cut through an enemy formation. So he's got 4 units of those. And in the back here, he's got some of these Daisy Javelin men. Daisy. I don't know how you pronounce those, but it's certainly not Daisy. as I will probably no doubt say throughout this battle. So yeah, their javelins are quite okay in this game. They're not too bad. Fast fire rate, and they've got the armor piercing, so they'll be good for supporting these infantry units. And these guys also carry little axes as well, so they have armor piercing melee attack, so they'll do well in melee as well. And then his general is in a general's bodyguard unit, so he's going to watch over the army whilst it marches forward. Okay, so we'll take a look at Vet Plague's army. On the front, defending his walls, he's got some of these dismounted feudal knights. As you can see, their armour resembles the Ulster swordsmen, except their swords are shorter, which allows them to carry shields as well. So he's got 2 units here. He's got some crossbowmen in support, just to fire on the enemy if they want to come through these gaps. He's got a unit of peasants here. Always like seeing the peasants. Their uses are innumerable. They really can be used just for just about everything except fighting. As you can see, they've switched on these towers, which is a very good use for them, but certainly fighting is not their strong point. So he's got some more crossbowmen, and then he's got some dismounted chivalric knights over here. They've got similar armour to the Muri, so they're going to do quite well in that regard. And then he's got some more crossbowmen just chilling out by this building. So that's his front line. In the back here, he's got 3 units of the Gotland footmen. Again, another one of my favourite units. I can't wait to see these guys clash with the Ulster swordsmen. That is going to be a fight I'm going to have to catch lots of close-ups on. So he's got 3 units of those very elite infantry units. And over here he's got 2 more units of dismounted chivalric knights. So he's going really heavy on the heavy infantry. And he's got a unit of catapults here as well. So he's brought some artillery to harass Emperor of the Great Unknown. And I think that's about it. I think he's put all his forces over here to mirror Emperor of the Great Unknown's force. And I don't know where his general is. A lot of people like putting them in the catapults, but I can't quite see where he is, unless he's in one of these Gotland footmen units. Oh well, I'm sure we'll find him on the battlefield somewhere. Being Denmark, he will probably be fighting very bravely in the front, killing off loads of men as he does. So we shall start the battle and we'll see where the action begins. So as you can see, Emperor of the Great Unknown's already made a few breaches in the walls. You probably won't need too many, but to be honest, I would have probably made an extra one maybe about here and gotten rid of these towers before marching. But it looks like he wants to march up, at least with these Gaelic archers. But it looks like he's going to support them with some infantry. But yeah, personally I would have waited until my till I'd got rid of some of these sections of the wall. And there he's just blasted some of his troops.
We have breached our enemy's walls.
I was expecting him to do that, because he was moving his infantry through his cannons, but I'm glad I caught that. That was a little hilarious moment there. So yeah, he's just got his infantry moving forward. These are Gallaglikes, and they're going to be the first men in after his archers have softened the enemy up a little bit. Yeah, it's already looking to be quite an epic battle. So these archers are going to run back. They're getting shot at by the towers and getting caught by a few of these crossbowmen through the gaps. So well played by Vet Plague there. He's utilising his crossbowmen quite well just to fire through these gaps where he's got a nice clean line of sight. So it looks like the cannons are firing. It looks like they are going to try to take out some towers and create some more breaches. But but Emperor of the Great Unknown should have hung back a little bit before he rushed forward. If he was going to do that, it would have saved him these 2 poor men that got blasted by the cannonball. So the Gaelic archers are going to move back up. They want to get some shots off, probably on these crossbow men. And Volley's going to go in to try and take out some of these crossbow men.
Through the enemy's walls, into the breach and on to glory and victory.
Thank you. I'm being interrupted by a Scotsman now. He's joined these Irish troops just to annoy me for this battle. So yeah, we get to look forward to his lovely Scottish voice interrupting us throughout this battle. So yeah, these crossbow men are fairly heavily armoured, but it's not going to stop them from the massed volley fire that's coming in from the Gaelic archers. They're going to get quite a few kills on these crossbow men. But the Gaelic archers are quite bunched up, so he's managed to destroy quite a few of these towers. But the towers over here are going to be firing on these Gaelic archers and really taking out their numbers. But bear in mind, this is Emperor of the Great Unknown's sort of peasant force, as it were. The Gaelic archers aren't that expensive, so wasting them like this is not a huge issue. To get rid of some of these crossbow men that have upgrades on them. What it will also allow is it'll allow Emperor of the Great Unknown to get rid of these the missile contingent blocking here, so that his infantry is not getting fired upon as it's marching forward. So we'll just take another look at his army, because it looks like he's put some defense upgrades on these Muri troops. Very nice units. I don't know what the upgrades are for the javelin men. There's definitely some defense up.
The walls fall before the righteous.
Fall before
Send
the
our men through
righteous.
to slay our ungodly foe.
Yes. Send the Irish to defeat the Norwegians, Mr. Scotsman. So yeah, the Ulster swordsman. I think this is this must be silver or maybe gold defense. I don't know how far you can do them, but I know as standard they look like armored sergeants without the helmets, without the steel helmets. They've just got the sort of chainmail cowl, and then the bronze upgrade is where they get the helmets on top, and then I don't know whether this is the silver or whether the silver is the ones where they look like unupgraded feudal knights. So yeah, they look cool either way. They look cool all the way through the armor levels. I really do like the look of the Ulster swordsman. So it looks like some infantry is moving forward. He's got his Gallaglikes going in first, supported by some Ulster swordsmen, and then the Muri all the way in the back. And his general's bodyguards moved up to give his men some morale support for this engagement. So we've got some men rushing in. Gonna see what they can do to these. We've got the Gotland foot coming out to engage these Gallaglikes. So two-hander versus two-hander. It's going to be quite an epic clash. Looks like they've managed to stop these Gallaglikes from getting in, but unfortunately he's going to spread his infantry a bit too thin. These Gallaglikes are going to engage these dismounted chivalric knights. Their armour-piercing weapons are going to help take out these chivalric knights. And on this flank you've got some Ulster swordsmen fighting off these chivalric knights.
Ancient Jericho, the walls fall before the righteous.
And here you've got some Muri waiting for the wall to collapse. They're waiting for their time to strike, and when they do strike, they'll strike hard and fast. So it looks like the Ulster Swordsmen are actually getting pushed out by these Chivalric Knights, but there is some of the elite infantry in the back to support. It looks like two of the Muri have gone round this side along with the ladder, so they're going to try flank. Oh, in fact, there's a breach in this section. It's been defended by Chivalric Knights against the Galaglaik, so they're going to. That's going to be an interesting fight. In fact, if you can break this side, he'll be able to flank all the way down here, or vice versa. If he breaks through here, he'll be able to flank here and flank these sections. But it looks like Vet Plague has managed to stop the Galaglaiks from getting into this side, so it's managed to repel them for now, but there's still a chance that they could break through. Oh, and he's blocked this side as well, so very well played by Vet Plague here, stopping some of these units, but unfortunately he's now going to get some fire arrows shot at his men whilst they're stuck in this choke point. And these Ulster Swordsmen are finally going to fight these Gotland footmen whilst they're being flamed by fire arrows. And that's going to cause some morale shock to his men and eventually break some of these Gotland footmen. So now Emperor of the Great Unknown has an opening here, and he can use it to flank. He's also broken this unit of dismounted Chivalric Knights, so he's broken through this side, and he's going to send all this heavy infantry down to take out these feudal knights. So some very nice engagements here. Very, very epic. All the fire arrows coming in. It's just an epic battle. It's just going to be such an epic clash, especially in the town centre, when some of these returning units are going to have a lot of morale, unbreakable morale. But yeah, for now the engagement seems to be going Emperor of the Great Unknown's way. He's certainly taken this battle, but as you can see, Vet Plague set up his catapults all the way up here, defended by these dismounted feudal knights, and the catapult is going to be able to fire upon all these men that have managed to make it into the city. So here's Emperor of the Great Unknown trying to take out these crossbowmen, and before they can get some shots off on his men that are entering the city. And there's some fighting. These Gaelic archers are trying to fight these Gotland footmen and are getting hacked to bits. Very epic. It's a beheading. Nice. They do have little axes, so they are going to do quite well in melee, but not against the Gotland footmen, just not at all. These Gotland footmen are made to take out heavily armoured opponents, and even though these archers are not heavily armoured, they're still going to be able to cut through them like they are nothing. Very epic. So it looks like there's a breach being made over here. You could possibly use it to outflank, but all his infantry are inside the city anyway, so there'd be very little point. And it looks like he's sending all his infantry round, probably to try and take the town centre that's only being defended by some peasants. So these brave peasants are going to stop the Irish onslaught that's about to come their way. And it looks like he's pulling back his catapults. He sees that this side's going to be lost fairly soon. Although he is, in fact, Emperor of the Great Unknown's abandoned this side. He's just using his Dainzy javelin men to do some damage to these feudal knights, which they'll be able to do with their armour-piercing javelins. But yeah, he's only left those units on that side, and instead most of his units are here charging up towards these peasants.
If we remain true and steadfast,
so he's going to soften them up with this unit of javelin men, and then we're going to see the Galaglaik charge in and hit these peasants with their gigantic axes.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
So there go the Galaglite charging in, and these peasants, as brave as they are going to die as brave men. Although that one's pretty pissed. He wanted some kills. He's the MVP of this peasant army. See if he can kill another one. No, it looks like he's decided that's all the killing he wants to do. And we've got some Muri in this battle as well. These peasants are holding quite firm. They obviously, in fact, they're not quite in the town centre, so they might not have unbreakable morale. But they are peasants, so they just have awesome morale anyway. And they're going to be backed up by these Gotland footmen and some dismounted chivalric knights. But they're not going to be able to stop this massive Irish army that's trying to shove its way through this weak peasant line. And finally the peasants break. They just didn't have enough brave men in their unit. Just that one guy that got his satisfying kill on one of the Galaglites. So it's just some close-ups of these Muri killing these chivalric knights. I think they are slightly superior to the chivalric knights, so one-on-one they are going to cut through these chivalric knight units, and with the Galaglites in reserve, it's going to be quite an interesting battle. I think I can hear some javelins coming in. Yeah, from all the way back here. There's the Lancers are going to throw their javelins in to try and take out some of the heavy infantry. And there's some breaking from these Galaglites. They might be tired from the fighting on the front, so
we will smash the enemy.
They've been weakened enough as well, so they've probably done their part quite well. We'll be able to see from the results how many kills the Galaglites got in this battle. So General's bodyguard doing his part. They improved the charge mechanic in cities, so he got quite a few kills on that charge. And now, as you can see, the Norwegian forces are surrounded on two fronts, and they just don't have the men remaining to do any more than just hold out these Irish forces until the battle is won. Sorry, I thought these Desi Lancers had sort of mini axes, but they apparently have massive clubs, a bit like the religious fanatics. So yeah, I was wrong about them. They're going to be quite devastating then in this battle. Those two-handed clubs are really going to put pay to these heavily armoured knights. Oh, and there's Vetplague's general fighting off some of these heavy infantry forces. He takes his clubs like a boss. No club's going to stop him from beating this heavy infantryman.
Our men are in control of the city.
Yes, Vetplague's general fighting very bravely for his life in the town centre. He wants a piece of these infantry units, and he doesn't want to go out until he's at least killed a few more.
By the saints, our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
And there goes Vetplague's general, and he was the last unit in the army.
Victory that goes
So
to
that's the
only men
battle.
of great virtue and valour.
And as the Scotsman said, victory only goes to the brave men of this battle, and Emperor of the Great Unknown's men were simply too brave for Vet Plague. So, here are the battle results. I shall let you look over them, but they are fairly self-explanatory. Emperor of the Great Unknown getting 719 kills with 76 captures, and Vet Plague getting 560 kills with 39 captures. So Emperor of the Great Unknown getting more kills and winning this battle. But Vet Plague did quite a good job of defending the walls. I was impressed with his defence on the walls with his crossbowmen firing through the gaps and utilising those Gotland footmen to block the heavy infantry of Emperor of the Great Unknown. So it was a very nice battle. I really enjoyed looking at the close-ups, and as you can see, Emperor of the Great Unknown's general getting quite a lot of kills. He must have got quite a few decent charges in the city streets to hit those infantry units of Vet Plague. The Muri doing quite well in support, getting quite a few kills. The Galaglites not doing too well. These guys got. Oh, in fact, no, they all did quite poor actually. I thought there was one here that got quite a few kills, but no, they all did quite poor. Ulster Swordsman did slightly better than the Galaglites, but this one only got 3 kills. He must have been napping on the job, and the Norwegians must have stabbed them whilst they were sleeping. The Javelin's getting quite a lot of kills. This one got 42. Must have been in melee with those awesome clubs they've got. And yeah, the Gaelic archers. These two did quite well actually. Yeah, over 50 kills is not bad for an archer that's equal to about a peasant unit with a fancy hand axe. So yeah, very good job from those guys. And the covering getting 1 kill, not including the units it blasted of Emperor of the Great Unknown. Yeah, I'm gonna say that quite a lot because it's always hilarious watching cannons blow up their own men. It happens to all of us, but I like to point it out as much as possible, just to embarrass the poor player that has that happen to them. So that was the battle, guys. I really enjoyed it. There were some really surprising moments, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please send any other replays you got into to me. I shall put the email address in the description of this video. And I hope you enjoyed this battle. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.